Welcome to Ask Tucker, which explains itself. This is for subscribers, and I'm pledged to take any question that you have, no matter how weird, obscure, or obscene. Kunal?
Tucker,
Hey, man.
what
How
an
are
honor.
you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Oh,
Simba.
there. Who is that?
That's Simba.
I love it. Where are you?
I am in the true north, strong and free democracy of Canada.
Oh, where in Canada?
I'm actually, unfortunately, in Ontario, close to Toronto, but I moved about an hour north of Toronto. So I tried to
Yeah.
get into the country and escape that whole cesspool of libertarianism.
Yeah, or whatever's going on, the dark anti-human spirit that sees your country. But luckily, Canada's so big and so beautiful that for someone
Yes,
who's willing not to live in Toronto, there's a million options, and I'm glad you took one.
you're so right. I saw that you went to Alberta there, and I mean, that's kind of where I have my eyes, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you've got, as one of the only Americans still living who genuinely loves Canada for its beauty, it makes me sad, but there's just a lot in Canada. You don't need to live next to Justin Trudeau. Like, there are options, which is good. So what's your question?
My question was, I'm getting a little bit of money, and I don't know, should I invest it and be responsible like the new father that I am, or should I just succumb and give into the old me and just buy a supercar?
Well, I don't know if you should buy a supercar, but I think buying assets is not buying physical things that you can touch and use is not a crazy idea. I know all the investment advisors will, counsel you to pay them a percentage to invest in securities or bonds or wherever. But the question is, like, how much do you really believe in that system? Do you think it's sustainable? And I'll speak for myself, probably not, actually. I mean, I don't know, but I personally am a believer, and no one else agrees with me, but I think residential real estate, like buying a house that you actually like, which is very hard to do in Canada right now, as you know.
It is very, yeah.
It is very hard. And I think the value of that is unlikely to go down. It's not going to zero. We know that.
Yeah.
And you can live in it. So that's supercars. The only problem with supercars is they're hard to justify when you've got kids to feed. The beauty of a house is you can say, well, my kid lives in the house. Do you know what I mean?
This is true. This is true.
But
A fine point.
Can you, I just ask you a quick question before I go. What, if I wanted to buy a 3-bedroom house an hour outside Toronto, what would it cost in Canadian dollars, do you think, ish?
I do real estate. So, I mean, if you're an hour out, if you're looking for a detached, you're usually in the range of over $1 million, usually.
Okay, so that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It is very ridiculous. Yeah.
An hour from the city? Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Like where I live right now, I mean, if you're looking into anything, if you don't have at least, I mean, $800,000, you can't even consider thinking about ownership of a home.
Yeah, well, it's hard to have households without houses, so you're going to get a revolution at some point.
It's coming. I hope
it's coming. Yeah. I hope so too, because that is absolutely ridiculous. But if you
Yeah.
buy the supercar and you can justify that to your wife, let me know how you did that and just text me, okay?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. Great to meet you.
Thank you so much. Next time you're in Canada, come to Ontario. Have dinner and lunch with us in Ontario.
Well, I do love Ontario. I fish there a lot. I just feel like every time I go to your country, I'm going to get arrested. But the good news is I think your jails are pretty cushy.
I'll protect you, and if I get the supercar, we'll make a run for it back to Trump's America.
Meet me in the exercise yard. Thank you,
There you
girl.
go.
See you, man.